Hello, ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation. Welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. And you know what, folks? We got a short and sweet show today. Not a lot of things that struck my interest. See, I'm like the filter for you. I only put on things I know that you'll be interested in. Top story today, though, AOC has an aide, former aide. Guess what she's doing now? Running the New York Communist Party. Nah, she's not communist. Isn't that wild? David Chappelle went and did a show in San Francisco and said, what the hell's going on here? Let him have it. Yes. Talked about the whole mess in San Francisco. I like David Chappelle. Well, Joe Biden got an honorary degree from Howard University, the all-black university. You know Joe Biden wants to be black so bad. What does Joe Biden say at his commencement speech? Can't make this up. That the number one threat to American democracy is white supremacy. Who believes that? Nobody believes that. And you know what's funny? You know the number one threat to American democracy is Joe Biden. We all know that, right? Boy, the aftershock of Donald Trump going on CNN continues. Everybody's still just appalled that CNN gave him that platform. Just appalled. Hysterical. But it just kept going. And then the border, it just goes on and on and on. People are coming across. God, we don't even know who the hell they are. Nobody gives a damn. That's the world we live in, folks. It's depressing. Coming up next, Bulldog TV local news. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Bulldog TV Local News, sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all our platforms. Where our top story is tomorrow's Kentucky Republican primary. And of course, I'm reporting on myself because I'm part of this. Recent polls show that everybody came down except me. I'm going up. So, folks, if all of our people get out and vote, we can win this thing. Voter turnout's going to be low. Who gets their people to the polls will determine who wins. And based upon what people are reporting to me, I like my chances because my folks are going to the polls. So please take a little time today. Call your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors that you know are registered Republican, and if you can influence them to go vote tomorrow for me. Also, make sure you remind yourself so you don't forget. Put a Post-it note on your steering wheel. Vote tomorrow. Even if it's raining, please go vote. It's going to be fun. Tomorrow's going to be fun no matter what the hell happens. All right, law and crime. Police issued a missing alert for 2 children from Mount Healthy on Saturday. By Sunday, police tracked down the 2 children and arrested their non-custodial mother. Mozilla Hardin has been taken into custody and will face abduction charges. Hamilton man Robbie Robinson Jr. is facing charges of aggravated arson and felonious assault. Robinson hit his father's girlfriend in the face and set her on fire Thursday morning. Wow. The woman is currently listed in critical condition. Robinson's bond's been set at $200,000. In local news, the toy department in Fairfield has become a global destination for vintage toy and memorabilia shoppers. The 3,000 square foot store has collectors visiting from all over the world to browse their inventory. The location has been successful. They'll relocate to a 20,000 square foot facility by summer. In Kentucky State news, as the school year winds to a close in 2023, Kentucky schools are limping to the finish line. The teacher shortage continues to strain the system, with some schools combining more students in a classroom. The larger number of students is putting even more of a strain on smaller staff. 55% of teachers across the country are considering leaving the profession. Isn't that special, says Church Lady. Kentucky State Representative Lamont Swan from Lexington passed away over the weekend after a medical emergency. The 45-year-old was elected to his first term 7 months ago. In Indiana State news, the city of Richmond is asking the EPA to help investigate and clean the aftermath of a massive industrial fire. A month ago, former plastics recycling facility caught fire, spewing black smoke and debris in the sky. The city has requested the EPA to investigate the effects of the disaster and clean up the site. In Ohio State news, after a month, data shows Ohio's distracted driving law may be having a positive effect. The new law allows for officers to pull over ticket drivers for any use of a cell phone while driving. New data shows a 9.1% reduction in distracted driving, which could account for 540 less crashes in the state. Last week, Ohio officials ruled to allow a statewide ballot in August to present a constitutional amendments bill. Now a lawsuit's been filed to block the issue from appearing on the ballot. We'll see. And in sports, UC has announced the construction of a new $134 million athletic complex coming soon to the campus. Officials will break ground May 23rd on the indoor practice facility and performance center. And the Reds lost to the Marlins yesterday 3-1. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Coming up next, Jamie Spinley and his world news.
It's Monday and time for Bulldog's latest world headlines. President Zelensky has arrived in the UK for a meeting with the Prime Minister. The UK has pledged air defense missiles to Ukraine. A 78-year-old US national has been sentenced to life in prison for spying in China. He was found guilty of espionage. The President of South Africa said in a statement that his country will stay neutral on the Ukraine and Russia war after the US ambassador accused the country of providing arms to Russia. Sweden's Lauren was the winner of this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Over 150 million viewers worldwide watched the show live from Liverpool, England. And in sports, Barcelona were crowned champions of Spain. Don't forget to vote for Deters for governor. See you all tomorrow. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury Bulldog Nation, welcome to Bulldog Sports Show with me, Eric Deters, and my sidekick, Nick Batista. And you know what? I'm ready to have fun. I'm revved up, pumped up, psyched up. You ready to go, Nick Batista? Right off the bat. Number one, Bob Huggins. First and foremost, I just want to let you know that I've always liked Bob Huggins. I think Bob Huggins was a great basketball coach. He should have never left University of Cincinnati. Who was that president that ran him out of town?
Nancy Zimpher?
Nancy Zimpher. Where's Nancy Zimpher now? She's the head of a community college somewhere in New Mexico.
She had it out for him from the beginning.
Nancy Zimpher. But I'm going to tell you right now, good old Bob Huggins and Willie. He was on Willie's show, and they were talking about Xavier and the throwing the rubber dildos onto the court and everything else. And he used the F word, that you're not allowed to use the F word. But you know what? Willie dogged Huggins. And you know why? Yes. Because I know this. There is at least 10-second dump button.
I was thinking the same thing.
So I've got inside information, folks.
Yeah.
The producer and Willie could have saved Hugs while pressing the dump button. Instead, it was like,
Well, Willie wants a story about him. He always does.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
The funny thing about this, though, is Tom Brenneman was invited. Huggins invited him at the beginning of the season to talk about what he did a few years ago, which we all know what he did. What he said the same word.
Well, he was right about San Francisco. Why did he ever?
Kansas City.
Or Kansas City. My bad. I thought it was San Francisco. Well, you know what? Because we're not politically correct. I'm just glad Huggins didn't get fired. Thank God he works in West Virginia.
Right.
Because he's in West Virginia. Thank God he did not. And you know what? Okay, you got to take diversity training. Can you imagine? I've never taken. Can you imagine what diversity training is like?
Oh my Lord.
Sensitivity training? What the hell is sensitivity training? Can you imagine what it's like?
But he had to give up $1 million.
I know.
It wasn't a fine, though. He had to
$1 million.
His salary.
And
is that every year?
And by the way, I hear the 3 games that he can't. They're like cupcake games. I think the assistant coach will pull West Virginia through. But do we not stand with Hugs?
Absolutely.
The Bulldog Sports stands with Bob Huggins. We love you, Huggins.
From my neck of the woods.
By the way, I always thought it was crazy. You know, this is awful. What Tom Brenneman was an outstanding sportscaster. He was number 2 play caller in Fox football play-by-play.
Behind Joe Buck.
And baseball behind Joe Buck. He was the man. And you know what? He groveled, and it didn't make any difference.
Yep, that's right.
You know, I wish he would have been a stud.
I do too.
He would have been a stud. Instead, he groveled, and it didn't matter that he groveled. Isn't he like in the minor leagues of sports now?
Is.
Sports broadcasting, trying to work his way back. They'll never give him a chance. All right, next on sports, Brittany Griner. Oh. You know what? You can dog her. I'm going to praise her.
Oh, here we go.
She stood for the national anthem. Her first game back. Go ahead.
I don't dog her. I told you when this happened that she should never have been in a Russian prison, and I'm glad she's being quiet about it now. And play on, girl.
But you know what? At least she stood for the national anthem,
Good.
and she's admitted she sees things differently now. Welcome back to America, Brittany Griner. We take you in open arms.
Maybe all you liberals should spend some time.
Yes,
Gulag.
exactly. If more liberals went to Russian prisons, we would not have any of this kneeling during the anthem.
Right.
Great idea, Nick Batista. All right, next up, Lakers. My Lakers have made it. But I'm not a LeBron James fan. I'm a Lakers fan, and I'm an Anthony Davis fan. The Lakers have made it to the conference finals.
Right. And they'll probably beat Denver because nobody wants to see Denver and the Heat.
Let's talk about the conspiracy that you named that I agree with you. What is your NBA conspiracy in the playoffs?
Well, Celtics, Lakers. I've said it from the beginning. I mean, the Celtics are a good team, but I think
They want the Celtics, Lakers,
The Heat,
nostalgia. Can you imagine all the stories we're going to have to listen to about Lakers and Celtics historical matchups over the years? They're going to be bringing them all back.
Kareem will be out there.
Oh my
Kevin
God!
McHale and Larry.
They'll bring a hologram of Wilt Chamberlain back.
Yeah.
A hologram of Bill Russell.
Yeah.
It'll all be on the floor. But I tell you what, I think the Lakers beat Djokovic and them. I just think the matchup is good for the Lakers. I think the Lakers will beat Denver. Denver never wins.
They don't. I mean, they're a forgotten team. Djokovic should have got his third MVP, but they couldn't give him 3 in a row, so they had to give it to Embiid. But
how about the collapse of the 76ers in Game 6 and Game 7 today? I mean, collapse.
Doc Rivers, the only coach
Wow.
in NBA history to have a 3-1 lead in the playoffs 3 times, 3 different teams.
I did not know that statistic.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Clippers, the Celtics, and now the 76ers.
Well, the Suns coach got fired. The Milwaukee coach got fired. Does Doc Rivers get fired? By the way, I always root for the 76ers because of Dr. J.
I hate Philly. You hate Philly too?
I hate Philly. I hate Philadelphia. By the way, I hate the Philadelphia Eagles more than any sports team in America.
You have said on this show.
God, I hate the Eagles.
I am a big hater. I hate any team west of the Mississippi and any team east of the old Antangi up there. Come on.
Do you think it'll be the Heat or the 70s Boston Celtics? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Do you know Jason Tatum reminds me like Michael Jordan?
Wow.
Boy, can he shoot a shot. He can get off his shot from anywhere. 2 feet, 4 feet, 10 feet, 15
But
feet.
Jimmy Butler, that picture right there.
Will Jimmy lock him down?
Yeah, that's going to be a good matchup there.
And you know what? Sometimes you just need a hero from UK. And bam, Bam Adebayo.
Oh, yeah.
The Heat's loaded up with UK players. I'm rooting for the Heat, and I'm rooting for the Lakers. Who do you got?
I'm rooting for the Celtics and the Lakers because I proved my conspiracy there.
All right, you can't make this up. Our Cincinnati Reds, meaning in the Cincinnati area, our Cincinnati Reds are in 4th place, but only 4 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks.
What an awful division.
What an awful division.
They had a good weekend. They lost today, but
the Yankees are in 4th place, and they got a great record. And they're the East.
That's the best division.
It's the best division. The American League East is kicking
Reds
butt.
are playing decent ball.
4 games out. All right, the NBA draft lottery is Tuesday at 8 p.m. I won't be paying attention because it's election night. But the question becomes the top 3 chances to get Victor Wembanyama. By the way, 19 years old, has been playing pro basketball in Europe for France since he was 15.
7'3"
all five skills.
Yeah, all five skills.
He can dribble. He can play D. He can dunk. He can rebound. He can block shots. He can shoot the three. He's amazing.
Yeah.
7'5". Pistons, Rockets, Spurs. This is going to be like, in my opinion, the sweepstakes for Duncan. Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
You got Tim Duncan, they won national championships. That's what's going to be with Victor Wembanyama.
He'll probably go to the Spurs. Frozen envelope.
Well, you know the Spurs have been the luckiest on it. I kind of hope he goes to the bad boy Pistons. All right, NFL schedules came out, and our Cincinnati Bengals play your Cleveland Browns first game of the year.
That's why I'm wearing the shirt. We had a great trade this
Who do you think's going to win? We play at Cleveland.
We picked up a guy. Now we got two guys that's going to hunt down number 9 with stripes and bury him the first.
Oh, you hear that? He called us out.
Calling it.
Joe Burrow will escape it.
Darius Smith.
By the way,
Myles Garrett.
By the way, the Bengals got 4 primetime games. How many did the Browns get?
Probably 2. I don't know.
All right.
I didn't.
Bengals at Brownies. All right. The Suns fired Monty Williams. I've already talked about that. Not a big deal. Boy, these coaches, if you lose, you're fired.
Yeah, the Milwaukee coach was coach of the year last year, man. He was a good coach.
You can't make this up. John Morant is suspended again. His buddy posts on Instagram of him flashing a gun.
Was that an old
After After he was saying, I got to show more discipline. What kind of buddy? Okay, I'm running for Kentucky governor's office. Kentucky governor. It would be like I said something that was like really, really bad, and you're my buddy. You videotaped it and posted it.
Right. Or you said something on the radio and your buddy didn't dump.
Yeah, so your buddy didn't dump you, Willie. Willie, you dogged hugs. Your buddy, you put him in a bad spot. But anyway, John Morant, is he just going to be hopeless?
I mean, here's the face of our franchise. We're going to give it to you. If you don't screw up and brandish a gun 4 times. We give you 3.
Hey, is it too much to ask? Hey, listen, John, go have all the ladies you want. Go party all you want.
Yeah,
just don't flash a gun
4 times.
Can you just not flash a gun? God. Speaking more NBA, Joel Embiid did not look like the MVP today at all. He was going like this. Sixers quit after that third quarter.
Wow.
They just quit.
I would have too.
All right, you got anything else in sports? You usually come up with some great non-sports thing to talk about. You got anything?
No, other than
I do.
You 3 people that watch. Okay, go ahead.
Kate Middleton plays the piano
I didn't see
for the beginning of the end of the Eurovision contest, and it was flawless. Can you imagine how peeved old Megan is? Oh, Kate played the piano. I can play the piano too. I can play the piano too.
She's so cute. You should see her playing the piano.
I got a crush on Kate.
Yeah, she's cute.
You got anything else?
Tuesday, you 3 people that watch our show, go vote.
Yes. Tuesday, vote for me, the Bulldog. You know what? We'll do the Bulldog Sports Show from the Governor's Mansion every Sunday night.
Can't wait.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We were on fire today, Nick. We were on fire, buddy, on fire. Thank you, Josh, as always. See you next Sunday.